Smoking. What images pop into your mind when you hear that word? Is it your dad smoking a cigarette out on the front porch? Does it take you back to the 60s during the stoner days? Or is it your rebellious teenage years when you thought it was cool to do damage to your body? Either way, it probably has a negative connotation and encompasses all smoking. But today, I would like to talk about one of the oldest forms of smoking, one that geniuses of past used to put their mind in an objective state, and one that is seen as a hobby and a meditation. That is pipe smoking. More specifically, tobacco pipe smoking. And today I would like to talk about three aspects of it. The first being the history of pipe smoking, the second being notable pipe smokers and their thoughts on the activity, and lastly, the meditative properties of pipe smoking. I should preface this by saying I do not encourage anyone to smoke. I'm speaking purely anecdotally and encourage everyone to do their own research and make their own conclusions. So first things first, the history of pipe smoking. It was first found in the Native Americans, North Americans, Indians, pre-Columbus, and they used it for ceremonial practices. And in 1492, when Columbus sailed the ocean blue, he came and discovered, or rediscovered, depending on how you want to look at it, the tobacco plant and the pipe smoking. They actually didn't know what it was at first when the Indians gave them the tobacco leaves as a present, and they threw it off into the water. Later, when one of his crewmen was spying on the Indians, they saw them smoking them as pipes, and then it became a big hit because they knew what it was. And then 20 years later, it is starting to be recorded in Western Europe. Then, in the 17th century, tobacco is actually used as a cash crop, so it gains popularity tremendously. And it starts to become a norm for men to smoke their pipes and everything. And so I'd like to talk about a few of those men and their thoughts. The first being Albert Einstein, who said, "I believe that pipe smoking contributes to a somewhat calm and objective judgment in all human affairs." And this is sort of the reason why I started pipe smoking, is because generally I'm a pretty anxious person, and pipe smoking allows me to look at myself introspectively and see my problems for what they really are, and them being not that big. And so it allows me to zoom out and focus on my life just because I have something else to focus on. The next man on the list is William Thackeray. And he says, "The pipe draws wisdom from the lips of the philosopher and shuts up the mouth of the foolish. It generates a style of conversation, thoughtful, benevolent, and unaffected." And this is what I've noticed with my friends that smoke pipes as well. When we smoke our pipes together, we tend to have deeper conversations about things such as family, life, God, what it means to be human. And it's really led to deeper relationships because of it, and I'm forever grateful for that. Next, we have Edward Bulwer Lytton, who says, "A pipe is the fountain of contemplation, the source of pleasure, the companion of the wise, and the man who smokes thinks like a philosopher and acts like a Samaritan." Now, I've yet to help someone on the side of the road who's beaten by robbers, but I can say that it puts me in a state of gratitude that makes me want to be kinder to my friends and family. I've noticed that after I smoke my pipe, I'm definitely more willing to help out my girlfriend wash the dishes or help her do her laundry or something along those lines. So, lastly, I would like to talk about the meditative properties, and I've kind of alluded to some of those just in my previous remarks about the effects on myself that pipe smoking has. And I read a great blog post by dadpipes.com that said, "Humans are creatures of habit. Repetition comforts us. Similarly, the focused pattern of selecting a tobacco bin, packing and lighting the pipe is almost sacramental in nature to a pipe smoker. Like a priest laying out the wine and wafer, or a chef organizing her mise en place before beginning to cook. Preparing and packing pipe is the ritual through which a pipe prepares for what is to come." And this is why I believe that pipe smoking is a ritual, or is a meditation, is because it is very ritualistic. There's steps to smoking a pipe, and you have to go through each one in order to get to the next. It also forces you to focus on your breathing, much like meditation does. it's actually the most important aspect of pipe smoking, because if you breathe too quickly or too deeply, you get what is known as tongue bite, and that's the burning sensation from hot smoke hitting your tongue. And this is not what you want. You want a good, cool smoke. So it really encourages you to slow down your breathing, and automatically slowing down your breathing, you become calmer and in a better mindset. And in a world where everything is judged by how fast you can do something, it's nice to have something that slows you down and reminds you of what life is really all about. Thank you for your time, and I wish everyone happy pipe smoking.